this is John Cook, one of the application engineers with Roboris. In this tutorial, I will be showing you how to import tools from the master tool database, modify existing tools, and build your own tools using parametric forms and using the sketcher for more complex geometry. We will begin by creating a project from a template. Launch Eureka. Go to File and select New Project. The Projects Directory folder shows the path Eureka is going to save the project. The Template field drop-down is where you select the template you want to use. Select the Haas VF2 empty table template. In the new Project Name field, name your project. Click OK to create your new project. Let's import a tool to your project tool database. Click the Tool Database button to open the project tool database. Our tool database is currently empty, so we will import a tool from our master tool database. Select Import from Folder. Navigate to the tool library in the Eureka3X folder. Open the tool library folder and click Select. A preview window will open for the tool database. If you click on a tool in the list, it will be displayed. Click the blue check mark next to the Tool Code tab at the top of the window to deselect all of the tools. Let's select the first full radius cutter. Click OK to import the tool to your project tool database. Left-click on the new tool. Then click on one of the View buttons on the top of the preview window. You will see a preview of the imported tool. Let's modify our imported tool. Left-click to select the imported tool and change the tool code to 1. Then click Save. Next, right-click on the tool and select Clone to duplicate the tool. Click on the top tab of the tool tree. Go to the tool code box and change it to 2. Click on the Mill tab to open the cutter parameters. This tool was created with one of Eureka's parametric tool forms, so we can modify it. You will see a layout of the cutter's shape. The tool geometry section has the variables we can change. Let's set H1 to 0.125, D to 0.375, R1 to 0.0625, R2 to 0.0625, and D1 to 0.198. Click on the Measure tool in the tool window. When I measure the neck diameter, notice that the units are in millimeters. Let's save our tool, close the tool database, and set our document units to inches. Go to Settings, Units, and click Inches. Go back to your tool database and remeasure the neck diameter of the tool. The results will be in inches. In this section, I'm going to show you how to use the parametric forms in Eureka to build tools. Click the Tool Database button. Click the button with the blue circle with the plus sign to create a new tool. The Eureka Parametric Forms window will open. With Eureka3X, you can create milling, drilling, and tapping tools. Let's create an in-mill using the first form. In navigation mode, I'm going to zoom in on the tool with the mouse wheel. Let's take a look at some of the automatic views in the preview window. Select the left view. Next, select the front view. Click on the right view. Click the bottom view. Go to the top view. Return to the left view. Left-click the first tab in the tool tree. The tool code automatically sets to the next available tool code. We will leave it at 3. Let's add a comment to the comment box. Then add a description to the description box. Select the second tab in the tool tree. Next, modify the tool parameters in the tool geometry section. Set the overall length, h, to 1.5 inches. Set the length of cut, h1, to 0.5 inches. Set the shank length, h2, to 0.8 inches. Let's set the cutter diameter, d, to 0.25 inches. Let's set the shank diameter, d2, to 0.25 inches. Set the tool nose radius, r1, to 0.01 inches. Set angle A2 to 0. We don't need it for this tool. Let's save the tool. Left-click the first tab in the tool tree. Then right-click and select Add Component from Library. Click the Code tab to sort the library. Select the third holder from the top. Click OK to import the holder. Next, drag the Mill tab below the Transform tab. Notice that the back of the tool is flush with the holder nut. Open the Measure tool, select Distance between faces, and measure the tool stick out. In the Position section, enter 0.75 inches in the Z data box. Use the Measure tool to verify that our stick out is 0.75 inches. Let's save our tool. Close the Measure window. If you click the right mouse button twice, you will deselect the holder solid. In this section, I'm going to show you how to create custom tools using Eureka's Sketcher. Open your tool database. Click the Add Tool button. This time, select the Custom Form in the Mill Tools section. Right-click on the Code tab. Select Add Cutter, then Shape of Revolution. Maximize the Sketcher window. We are going to draw and define our cutter here. Go ahead and select the Line Draw tool. We want to start our sketch at the origin. Eureka is going to put the TCP at that point. Click the origin to start the sketch. Then move the mouse cursor to the left and click on the x-axis to end the sketch. The sketcher will add a horizontal constraint to the line. Next, select the endpoint of the first line we drew and draw a line at an angle. This will be the bottom angle for the double angle cutter we are creating. Select the endpoint of the angled line and draw another angled line to define the top angle of our cutter. Select the endpoint of the angled line we just drew and draw a line parallel to the first line to define the top of the cutter. Click on the Z-axis to end the line. For the last line, select the endpoint of the previous line, then select the origin to complete our rough sketch of the tool. Click the vertical constraint and apply it to the end of the two parallel lines. Next, select Equal Constraint and apply it to the two angled lines. Click the Angle Dimension tool and select the two angled lines and input 90 degrees in the dialog box that pops up and hit Enter. Select the Vertical Distance tool, then select the rightmost endpoints to set the width of the cutter. Input 0.125 inches in the dialog box and press Enter. Now select the Horizontal Dimension tool. Select the origin. Right-click to go to navigation mode. Then zoom in on the angled feature of the sketch with the mouse wheel. Switch to selection mode and select the leftmost point. Input 0.125 inches into the dialog box and press Enter. Switch back to navigation. The cursor will change to the two circular arrows and reposition the sketch. Go to the right of the sketch window and click the Select button. Then move the dimensions so it's easier to see what they define. Navigate to the green check mark and click it to create the cutter. Click the left view button to zoom in on the cutter. Let's add a shank to our cutter. Right-click the Code tab, select Add Holder, and then select Shape of Revolution. The Sketcher window will open. Let's maximize the window. Then position the origin near the bottom of the window. Select the Line Draw tool. We want to start our sketch above the origin on the Z-axis. Draw a horizontal line to the left. Then draw a vertical line starting at the endpoint. Next, draw an angled line. Then draw another vertical line. And another horizontal line. Then complete the sketch by drawing a vertical line connecting the two horizontal lines along the Z-axis. We are going to define our sketch. Start by selecting the Angle Dimension tool. Then click on the angled line and the vertical line. Enter 120 degrees and click OK to accept. Click the Select button in the right tool group. Then double-click the dimension. Let's change our dimension to 150 degrees. We can click the Undo button to return to the 120 degree dimension. I'm going to click the Redo button to go back to the 150 degree dimension. Next, select the Vertical Dimension tool. Then click the origin and the start point of our bottom horizontal line. Enter 0.125 inches in the dialog box and click OK. This is the width of the cutter we previously created. Click the origin again and the top endpoint on the Z-axis to define the overall length. Set the value to 2.5 inches and hit Enter. Click the 2 points on the first vertical line to set the neck length. Input 0.5 inches and press Enter. Now select the Horizontal Dimensioning tool. Select the start and end point of the bottom horizontal line. Set the value to 0.05 inches and hit Enter. Right-click to change to navigation mode and reposition the sketch so you have a good view of the top of the sketch. Click the two endpoints on the top horizontal line and enter 0.125 inches in the dialog box. Then press Enter. Return to navigation mode and position the sketch in the window. Let's reposition our dimensions. Click the Select button to the right of the window. Go to Selection mode, click and hold the 2.5 dimension, and drag it to the right. Then click and drag the 0.125 inch dimension up. I will move the angle dimension out a little. Then move the 0.5 inch dimension to the right. Let's move the 0.125 dimension. Then move the 0.05 dimension. Now that our sketch is defined, click the green check mark to create the tool shank. To make the cutter a subcomponent of the holder, left-click and drag the cutter below the Holder tab for the shank. Let's add a holder to our tool. Right-click on the Code tab and select Add Component from Library. The Library window will open. If you click the Code button, you can sort the holders. Sort it so that the ER16 holders are at the top of the list, and select the third one. A preview of the tool will be displayed in the window to the right. Click OK to import the holder. Because we made the cutter a subcomponent of the shank, we can move the tool as an assembly by selecting the Holder tab. Left-click and hold to drag it below the Transform tab. Next, we're going to shift the Holder tab for the shank minus 2.5 inches in Z. If I zoom in, you will see that the top of the tool is flush with the nut of the holder. Let's change the tool stick out to 1 inch. I'm going to add 1.5 inches to the Z position. Save the changes to complete the tool. You can easily duplicate, then change the dimensions of tools made in the Sketcher. Right-click the tool and select Clone. Left-click the Clone tool to select it. Change the tool code to 5. Click on the Cutter tab. Click Profile 2D and select this icon to edit the sketch. Maximize the Sketcher window. In navigation mode, zoom in on the sketch. Switch to selection mode and double-click the 0.125 inch dimension at the top and change it to 0.1875 inches. Then click OK. Change the height to 0.2 inches. Then press Enter. Click the green check mark to accept the changes. Click the Holder tab for the tool shank. Click on Profile 2D, then select this icon. Maximize the Sketcher window. Then zoom in on the bottom of the sketch. Change to selection mode and double-click this dimension. Change it to 0.2 inches and click OK. Let's change this dimension to 0.075 inches and click OK. Change to navigation mode and zoom in on the top of the shank. Change the dimension to 0.1875 inches. And press Enter. Click the green check mark to accept the changes. Let's click the left view button to zoom to fit. Then use the mouse wheel to zoom in to view our changes. Save the changes to the tool.